Hi, my name is Kia. I'm the Director of Emergency Communications here at Intech, and I'm here with Miss Riley to kind of talk a little bit about the life of a dispatcher and kind of the expectations when entering into this career field. Hi, Riley.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Thank you for doing this today with us.
Of course.
So, kind of tell me a little bit about your transition from corporate. I know you have a robust HR background and kind of entering public safety. What should someone in your position expect coming into this?
Honestly, I had to keep an open mind, and especially coming from that background, like training people and things like that. I always wanted my trainees to kind of always, again, have an open mind because you don't want to have an expectation of something and then it just either doesn't meet it or you're going into it with the wrong mindset. So it was very different for sure.
Absolutely.
Again, being in like the first level position compared to being towards the top, and just making sure I take in as much information as possible and being so customer service facing, like being
Absolutely.
able to talk to a lot of people, have the energy up and make someone's day, things like that.
Yeah. What would you say is some of the difference that you experience with customers in your more corporate life versus the customers we know you get here at 911?
So with 911, again, we have like admin calls as well. So every call is super different. Either one person can be absolutely having the worst day of their life, or another person can be complaining about parking on a street. You never know what you're going into. And then compared to previously, I knew exactly what I was getting into with every customer. They knew like what I was going to speak with them about, and I knew exactly kind of what their answers are going to be. It was kind of the same exact conversation, just different people. And here it's always different conversation with plenty types of different
Oh
people.
yeah, always different, always something new, something unexpected. So, with all of that chaos that you're having to deal with in 911, the callers are calling you not because they're happy or having a good day. It's always an emergency.
Yeah.
Kind of, what do you do to decompress after a long shift?
So honestly, during shift, it's you don't even think about what's happening. Your mind is just going and you have the next call before you even realize what you just talked about. So when I go home, I take time to make sure I remember the calls that I had, to be able to get past it. Because if you're just pushing it past you, then you're not gonna really be focusing in on it and getting over the problems, right? You always want to make sure that you know you're talking to people. They're not just like situations that happened or like a story. So it's good to kind of relate to them in a way, but not to get so stuck on it that it just drags you down.
Awesome, awesome. I love that. I love that perspective. I'll tell you, being in it for almost, oh gosh, 13 years, it is definitely a lot of work and it takes a lot of commitment. So I commend you for taking on this career. So, with everything that you've done here at Intech, you've been here how long now?
Since August, so only a
August.
few months.
A few months, but you've done a lot of great work in a few months. Kind of, can you tell me one thing that you've gained from this career choice that you've selected?
Yeah, so I would say mostly like controlling conversations, I guess. So again, with like my previous position and stuff like that, I was in complete control of the conversation. Like I would kind of tune out what other people were saying until I asked, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And so with this, like in the first 10 seconds of the call, they could tell you every single thing that's happening. And then you just kind of have to remember it. So it taught me active listening for sure, and being able to like completely comprehend what they're saying as they're saying it, and then applying it to how we can send them help.
Awesome. I look forward to keeping Riley for another 30, 40 years until she's ready to retire. But Riley, thank you so much for this opportunity and for still continuing to be a part of Intech's team. And thank you all for tuning in. If this is something, a career opportunity that interests you, definitely reach out to us. If you have that drive and that go-getter mentality as Riley here, we're definitely looking to add all of those components to our team.